Namo Buddhaya and welcome to Buddha Sunshine. Once, in a quiet village nestled among the mountains, there lived a monk named Ryo, who spent his days tending a small temple. Villagers often came to him with their troubles, seeking his wisdom. But Ryo, despite his serene demeanor, felt a deep restlessness within. No matter how much he meditated or prayed, he sensed a dimness, a light within himself that refused to shine. One autumn evening, an elderly wanderer arrived at the temple. Her eyes sparkled with a timeless clarity, and her presence felt like the warmth of the sun after a cold rain. She bowed to Ryo and said, "I have heard of your kindness and wisdom. But tell me, monk, why do you carry shadows in your heart?" Ryo was surprised and admitted his inner struggle. "Madam, I have sought enlightenment for years, and yet I feel lost, as if my light is hidden behind a veil." The wanderer smiled and said, "Come with me." She led Ryo to the edge of the village, where a lantern burned dimly against the approaching night. The woman handed Ryo a matchstick and said, "Light this lantern." Ryo struck the match, but the flame quickly flickered out in the wind. He tried again, shielding it with his hands, but the wind persisted. Frustrated, he turned to the woman and said, "The wind will not allow it." The wanderer looked at him kindly and said, "The wind is not your enemy, monk. It teaches you patience. Try again, but this time focus not on the wind, but on the flame itself." Taking a deep breath, Ryo struck another match. This time he crouched low, cupping the tiny flame tenderly. Slowly, he brought it to the wick, and the lantern blazed to life, casting a warm glow over the darkening path. The woman smiled and said, "The light you seek is not far. Like the lantern, your inner light needs care and attention. Stop battling the wind, your doubts, fears, and distraction. Instead, tend to your flame with love and focus. Once lit, it will shine regardless of the storm." Ryo bowed deeply, understanding for the first time that his restlessness came not from the absence of light, but from his own struggle against the wind. From that day forward, Ryo embraced his practice with gentle perseverance, no longer striving against his struggles, but using them to tend the flame within. And soon, his inner light began to shine so brightly that it illuminated not only his path, but also the lives of all who came to him. And thus, the temple became a beacon of peace, and Ryo, a living testament to the truth that awakening one's inner light begins with tending it patiently despite the winds of life. You see, in our day-to-day inner battles, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or frustrated when things don't go as planned. But just like lighting a lantern, nurturing our inner light requires gentle perseverance and focus. The key is not to resist the challenges, but to work with them, finding strength in the process. The story of Ryo reminds us that the challenges we face in life, our doubts, fears, and distractions, are like the wind that tries to snuff out a flame. Instead of fighting against these struggles, we can learn to approach them with patience and care. By tending to our inner flame with mindfulness and compassion, we allow our light to shine even in the darkest times. Remember that the journey to inner peace and clarity begins with accepting our struggles as part of the process and trusting that our light can guide us forward. Thank you so much for joining Buddha Sunshine and stay blessed.